everybody. Welcome to Uncle Dave's Spaghetti. Today we're going back with the Rascals, also known as the Young Rascals, and Groovin. It's a Sunday afternoon here, so I don't know, just felt in the mood for this song today. So let's get to it. The way I do it is I don't interrupt the video. Once it gets started, I let it roll, and it's a fairly short one today. I got them, looks like they're in the TV setting, so let's get to it. I'll talk about the song and the group in just a few minutes, so let's get to it.
On a Sunday afternoon, really couldn't get away too soon. I can't imagine anything that's better. The world is ours whenever we're together. There ain't a place I like to be instead of moving down a crowded avenue to anything we like to do. There's always lots of things that we can see. We can be anyone we like to be. All those happy people we could meet just moving on a Sunday afternoon. Really couldn't get away too soon. No, 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 no. We'll keep on spending sunny days this way. We're gonna talk and laugh our time away. I feel it coming closer day by day. Life will be ecstasy, you and me endlessly moving on a Sunday afternoon. Really couldn't get away too soon. No, 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 no.
Then back in 1967, the Rascals. Did you know something that was missing from this particular song? Yeah, set of drums, and that was one reason why the song almost wasn't released. You know, the Rascals, they liked the song, but they weren't too sure about it because it didn't have drums. It had a Congo drum in it, but they didn't have a set of drums. Didn't know if it was going to play well, and they were recording it. And while they were recording it, uh, Atlantic Records, they weren't going to release it as a single. They were going to put it on an album, but weren't going to release it. And there was a gentleman named Murray the K. He was a big radio DJ at the time. I forget which station he was at, but he was very well known, like Casey Kasem was during our time in the 70s, and very well known. And he came into the studios and he heard that song and he said, "Man," he said, "that's a smash hit." He said, "That's #1 record." He said, "You got to release it." So they went to the studio execs and he said, "Let's go ahead and release it. It's an unusual song as far as not having a set of drums in the rock and roll era, you know, having a set of congos." But they said, "Let's go ahead and do it." And good thing that they did because it became a big hit. It was a #1 hit for 4 straight weeks and did quite well. Also, uh, when the list was compiled of the rock era, and I'm not quite sure, I think Billboard did it. It was in the top 500 songs of most important songs or most influential songs of the rock era in top 500, which when you think about it, that's pretty darn good because there are thousands of songs that have been released over the era of rock and roll, and that's one of the top 500. But the Inspiration came from the girlfriend of the lead singer there, Felix Cavalier, and they were deeply in love. And he just wrote the song about how great it was to be, you know, walking around on Sunday afternoon with his girlfriend. So that was the inspiration. Nothing more deep than that. But they were a member of. They were the only white band signed to Atlantic. They were the first and only at that time signed to Atlantic Records, and so they were among a lot of R&B artists, and at the time. So, but they had a lot of big hits. I mean, this was just one of them. I mean, Good Lovin', Groovin', of course. People Got to Be Free, A Beautiful Morning. Those are just some of the hits that they had. So we'll be getting to some of those later on. But that's a little bit about the song, about the background. And the band, their biggest time was 65 to 72. They had some changes, and as most bands do, in the personnel, and came back for another brief time. But we will get back to them another day. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit like, subscribe, post notification bell so you get notified when I drop a video. Make a comment and make a suggestion if you want to hear something. I'll try to get to it. Be nice to each other and be nice to yourself. Don't forget to do that.